When the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button. I don't need your business.
In what felt like a heartbeat, Rachel Zegler went from singing covers online to wearing a crown as Disney's newest princess, only to watch her story unravel even faster than it began. With theaters empty and harsh criticism echoing everywhere, Snow White quickly turned into one of Disney's most painful disappointments. This was the same young woman who was plucked from obscurity, discovered through her internet performances, and cast as the lead in West Side Story. Yet success that arrives too quickly often leaves a long way to fall, and Rachel learned that lesson in the harshest way possible. So what exactly happened between her fairy tale beginning and her very public downfall? The story is a mix of dazzling opportunities, mounting pressure, and mistakes that reshaped public opinion almost overnight. Imagine this. A teenager singing in her bedroom suddenly catches Steven Spielberg's attention and is chosen to lead a massive Hollywood musical. That was Rachel's reality. While many aspiring actors spend years waiting tables, attending countless auditions, and enduring rejection before landing even a minor role, Rachel bypassed all of it. She went straight from school theater to starring in a blockbuster directed by one of cinema's greatest legends. Her very first big audition landed her the role of Maria, a part that others would consider a once-in-a-lifetime chance. Even before filming wrapped, industry insiders were hailing her as Hollywood's next big name. But racing ahead so quickly meant skipping the lessons that usually come with years of climbing the ladder. She never got the gradual media training or smaller roles that teach you how to navigate fame. Almost overnight, she was no longer the theater kid sharing songs online. She was a star carefully managed by agents and publicists. The media adored her, splashing her across magazine covers and labeling her the face of Hollywood's future. That flood of attention brought sky-high expectations. Rachel was expected to be flawless, gracious, and wise beyond her years, despite barely being out of her teens. Thrown into the spotlight without preparation, she suddenly found herself representing multi-million-dollar productions, attending red carpets, and giving interviews watched by millions. Most actors learn to handle that pressure gradually, but Rachel was figuring it out as the world watched her every move. And as Hollywood loves a meteoric rise, it equally enjoys a dramatic fall. Rachel's outspoken personality, which first seemed refreshing, quickly caused problems. She made political comments, dismissed the original Snow White as outdated, and openly criticized elements beloved by generations of fans. Those remarks didn't just sound bold, they struck at the heart of what people cherished most. The turning point came with Disney's announcement that Rachel would star as Snow White. In Hollywood, becoming a Disney princess is like winning the ultimate prize. It was supposed to secure her place in history. Instead, it unleashed a storm. Interviews where she called the 1937 film strange and out of touch deeply upset longtime fans. She dismissed the central romance and said her Snow White wouldn't dream about love, but about power and leadership. Many felt she was insulting their childhood memories, effectively saying their favorite fairy tale was broken. The backlash was immediate and fierce. Social media erupted, with thousands criticizing her comments. Fans who grew up enchanted by the songs and romance felt mocked. Things only got worse when she suggested supporters of Donald Trump shouldn't watch the film, essentially telling a huge segment of the audience not to buy tickets. On top of that, Disney decided to replace the Seven Dwarfs with a diverse group of characters, angering both traditional fans and members of the dwarfism community who felt roles were being taken from them. It looked like every move the studio made only created more enemies. Reports say Disney scrambled to control the situation, hiring social media consultants and toning down the marketing. Yet Rachel continued making comments that reignited the outrage. When the first trailer dropped, it received 8 million dislikes on YouTube. Across the internet, people vowed not to watch the movie. For Disney, this was catastrophic. By opening weekend, the numbers proved the damage was real. Snow White made just $43 million in the US and about $142 million worldwide, far below the $600 million needed to break even. Analysts reported losses soaring past $100 million. Empty theaters told the story more vividly than numbers. Screenshots of vacant seating charts and posts from theater employees showing entire empty auditoriums spread online. Even international markets turned away. Lebanon banned the film, China skipped its release, and controversy followed its casting choices. Critics slammed it with a 43% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, while audiences went even lower, around 24%. IMDb scores dropped to shockingly low numbers, rare for such a major studio project. Reviews called it awkward, lifeless, and a wasted chance. Soon, memes mocking the film went viral, and even South Park lampooned it in an episode that tore into both the movie and Rachel herself. This wasn't just about bad reviews or financial loss, it became symbolic. Audiences felt the movie stripped away everything they loved about the original, replacing it with messaging they never asked for. People didn't just stay home because of poor word of mouth. They wanted to make a statement by refusing to support it. And in the center of the storm was Rachel, now seen as the face of the failure. Insiders revealed projects connected to her were paused or abandoned. Disney and other studios reportedly viewed her as too risky, believing she'd need an entire rebranding to survive. What makes this downfall sting even more is that Rachel's career began like a dream. She was the chosen one, fast-tracked past the struggles every actor endures. But skipping those hardships meant skipping the resilience they build. When the pressure came, she wasn't ready. What was supposed to be her crowning role as a Disney princess instead became the moment her career unraveled. In the end, Rachel's journey highlights the brutal truth of modern fame. The industry loves to lift someone up, but it loves watching them tumble even more. From bedroom covers to Hollywood royalty, her rise was extraordinary, but so was her fall. For Rachel to recover, she'll need distance, smarter choices, and perhaps a complete reinvention. Some say her career is finished. Others argue she's been treated unfairly. But one thing is certain, her story will be remembered as a cautionary tale of how fast fortune can turn in Hollywood. So, the question remains, can Rachel quietly regroup and one day rebuild? Or was her time as Disney's Snow White the beginning and end of her fairy tale?